If you are a real estate investor, you have probably felt the pain of dealing with your bank. It can be such a pain point and such a frustration because let's be honest, most banks are not set up for working with real estate investors. And so what I'd like to do today is really walk you through a review of Relay Bank, which is one that I have switched to several months ago and really is focused on business banking and is set up well for real estate investing. I want to walk through what I love about it and see if it may be a good fit for you. Now, as we talk about finances, I want to also give you a heads up. If you're thinking about QuickBooks as you work to put in systems and organization in your investment portfolio, I have a podcast and video 2 episodes back here on the podcast. So we're on 24. If you want to check out episode 22 to see my review of QuickBooks and how I use it and what features you definitely want to be using if you are a real estate investor using QuickBooks. Now let's circle back to this Relay Bank. I'm going to explain what makes a bank ideal for real estate investors. I'm going to walk through 4 features of Relay Bank that I find are really powerful, the pros and cons, and then say, what kind of investor is Relay Bank really a good fit for? You know, switching banks is a pain, I know. And so we want to make sure that if we're going to switch or start using a bank, that it's one that's really going to work well for us for the long term so we don't have to revisit this decision again. And if you want more strategies to optimize your investment game, be sure to head on over to adriennegreen.com and download my Freedom Blueprint. It's packed with actionable tips to help you scale your portfolio smarter so that you're leveraging your portfolio while not leveraging your work. The link is in the video or podcast notes below. So real estate investing can involve a lot of transactions with the bank. We can have multiple income streams coming in from different types of investing or different properties. We have mortgages that we need to pay. We have maintenance costs. Maybe you're paying your cleaners. There can be a lot of transactions. And even if you're putting some on a credit card, that credit card is coming through the bank as well because that's where you're paying the credit card from. And so a banking system that can simplify that cash management, allow you to see trends and analytics and evaluate that data can be really, really powerful. And a banking system that makes it easy, that makes things automated, that doesn't charge a lot of fees for all of that can be really, really powerful. Some of the common challenges that I have faced and I've seen other investors face is that traditional banks often limit the number of accounts you can open. They often charge high wire fees, and they often lack automation to move money where it's needed. So it becomes a very labor-intensive and expensive process to get your money where you need it to be. What I was looking for when I was looking to switch banks or to find a business bank that might make it easier was something that allowed me to easily manage multiple accounts, that had low fees, that had some automation capabilities, right? We are in the 21st century now, and that had a smooth user experience. I really don't want a lot of headaches. I don't want hassle from my bank. I want it to be seamless and easy. So I found that Relay Bank really fit the bill in a lot of ways here, and I want to walk through some of the key features that made a difference for me. One of the first things is that this is a business banking bank, and it allows you to have multiple checking accounts for easy fund management. Now, I want to be clear that Relay is a business bank. It's not for personal banking. And because of that, I feel like it just really is tailored and created so many things, including these multiple accounts for businesses. So Relay allows users to have up to 20 individual business checking accounts. So it's easy to separate funds for different properties, security deposits, operational expenses, anything like that. You can also have savings accounts as well, which do have a slightly higher interest rate too. I just found that when we're trying to keep things organized, having different bank accounts can really help with that in a large way. Plus, if you're using LLCs for some legal protection, remember that LLCs require that we're not commingling funds, right? That this LLC is treated as its own business entity with its own bank. And that's something I found was easy to do with Relay because it's so easy to get multiple checking accounts. Another great thing with Relay and the way that they have accounts is if you follow the profit first model, where money is divided into different categories like income or operating expenses or owner's pay or taxes, Relay is perfectly set up for the system with the fact that you can have multiple accounts. It's really easy to subdivide the funding into those different accounts and keep track of it. The second big feature of Relay that made a difference to me is that it has low or no fees, helping protect your bottom line. Traditional banks can often charge monthly account fees, overdraft fees, and what kills me, because we're often wiring money with, buying and selling transactions, or if you're doing hard money lending, wiring money to the title company for that.
Here's a word from our sponsor. If you're a real estate investor, you know how overwhelming managing tasks can be. Workergenics offers full-service virtual staffing solutions to help lighten your load. As a start, they're giving away a free Delegate or Die checklist listing 100 tasks you as a real estate investor can delegate to a VA. This guide helps you focus on what truly matters. Visit workergenics.com/freedom blueprint to download it today. That's workergenix.com/freedom blueprint to get your free checklist and start delegating today. And now let's get back to the show.
And there can be really high wire transfer costs at a lot of banks. Relay eliminates a lot of these fees. There's no monthly account fees, there's no overdraft fees, there's free incoming wires, and it's just a $5 fee for outgoing domestic wires. So I found that all of these fees were much lower than many of these competitors, and something that I found was really valuable. The third thing I loved about Relay is it has a lot of automatic wire transfers and rules that you can put in place to help keep your cash flow organized and to have your money where you want it to be. So you can automatically allocate a percentage of your rental income to go to mortgage payments or reserves or property expenses and transfer it to the account that you have tagged for that purpose. You can also set rules to maintain a target balance in specific accounts so that if your operating account drops below a set amount, it's going to automatically transfer funds from your reserves or things like that. It's really easy to set that up so that you're not having to do this manually and you're not running out of money or having too much money sitting there not working for you. And again, if you're following the profit first model, this automation makes it effortless to distribute the money where it needs to go. The fourth feature that I love is that it's really user-friendly online and mobile banking. Unlike traditional banks that are really set up for coming and visiting in person, Relay is 100% online. It's really created for the 21st century. And if you're someone like me that loves when things are online and technologically forward, Relay is going to be a good fit for you. It allows investors to manage everything from the desktop or the mobile app, and the desktop is super easy to use, easy to log in, easy to navigate, not clunky or awkward like some others could be. Another thing is that as a business bank and as a tech-forward one, Relay supports like team banking access. So if you have people on your team that you want to have access to certain features or be able to see things, Relay is set up with that while still having security protocols in place. That's something we have used. So, my husband and myself are both users on our Relay account as a team. And so it's really easy to set that up and control which each person can do. Now let's dive into the pros and the cons of Relay Bank for your real estate investing banking needs. The pros is that it's really designed for business banking. And so it really has features and everything all around that you're not going to get at a traditional bank that may be more personal banking focused. It allows you to have up to 20 different checking accounts so you can manage different businesses or needs or keep funds separate so that you can track them and track your cash management well. It has no monthly fees and it has very low wire transfer fees, which is especially helpful for people who are buying and selling properties a lot or doing hard money lending where they're going back and forth to that title company frequently. They also have automated rules and money transfers to simplify your cash flow tracking and make sure you have your money in the account you need it when you need it. And finally, it is perfect for investors who are following the profit first model. The cons would be that there's no physical branches. All the banking is online. So if you are the person who wants to go in and talk to your banker or needs something in person, you're not going to get that from Relay. Another thing is there's really limited cash deposit options. This is really best suited for investors who deal mostly with electronic transactions and doing things electronically. And it's not ideal for those who need instant access to in-person banking services. When things are online, it typically can take a few days for money to transfer. We're not going to a bank in person and withdrawing funds within the hour. So overall, who is Relay Bank good for in terms of real estate investors? It's a great banking experience business focus that works very well for real estate investors with things like multiple accounts, low fees, and a very tech forward space. So if you're somebody who likes technology, who's working a lot with electronic fund transfers, you're going to love Relay Bank. If you prefer someplace where you can go in person, you want more old school, you want to be able to call your banker up on your phone, that is not Relay Bank. So if you're somebody who wants to be more tech forward, more internet, more I'm going to handle it myself, go with Relay. If you want the service of a personal banker, then you're going to want to look somewhere else for that choice. Now, if you found this review helpful, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe wherever you are watching or listening. I am doing several of these reviews and sharing a lot of my tech stack and my accounts that I use, as I love to help people organize their real estate investments like a business so you can scale that investment portfolio without spending any more time. And remember, if you want more strategies to optimize your investment game, head on over to adriennegreen.com and get your freedom blueprint today. Let me know in the comments, what banking setup do you use for your real estate business? And then let's see you again on the next call. And then make sure to listen up, because I have 2 podcast episodes coming out every week, Mondays and Thursdays. So watch out for the next one to drop and tune in.